Hello, everyone! In this lecture, I'm going to explain another touching and emotionally rich sonnet by William Shakespeare. But before we begin, if you're new to my channel, make sure to like and subscribe to stay updated with my poetry lectures. Now, before we start the explanation, let me quickly give you the background of this sonnet. In Sonnet, Shakespeare talks about a love triangle between himself, a woman he loves, and his close friend, a young man. The woman was supposed to love Shakespeare, but now she has also taken his friend. The friend may have tried to help Shakespeare, but ended up falling for the woman too. Now Shakespeare feels like he has lost his friend and is still stuck in love with the woman. He feels hurt, jealous, and trapped because the woman now controls both of them. He also blames himself for letting this happen. Let's start it. So now I have confessed that he is thine. Shakespeare begins by saying that he is openly admitting that his close friend now belongs to the person he's addressing, his beloved. In other words, he can no longer deny it. His friend has been emotionally claimed by someone else he also deeply cares for. He accepts this sad truth even though it hurts him deeply. Simply, you can say, it means that Shakespeare accepts that his close friend now belongs to his beloved. To put it simple, he addresses his beloved that he confessed that his friend is hers. And then says, "And I myself am mortgaged to thy will." In this line, Shakespeare is saying that he has completely surrendered himself to the will and desires of the person he loves. The word mortgaged comes from the world of finance, when someone takes a loan and gives up ownership of something valuable, like a house, as a guarantee. Here, Shakespeare uses it as a metaphor to show that he has given up his own freedom, identity, and control. His heart and emotions are no longer his own. They belong to the beloved. The phrase "thy will" refers to the desires, choices, and power of the beloved. So in simple terms, the speaker is saying, I am no longer in control of myself. I have handed myself over to your desires completely, just like someone who owes a debt and has mortgaged everything. This shows how deeply he feels emotionally bound, not just in love, but as if he has signed himself away, with no power left over his own feelings or actions. Myself I'll forfeit, so that other mine. It means that Shakespeare is willing to completely give up his own self, his emotions, his pride, even his relationship, if it means he can get back the person he truly cares about, likely his close friend. The word forfeit suggests a willing sacrifice, like someone giving up a valuable possession. The phrase other mine refers to another person who once belonged to him emotionally, possibly someone he had a deep friendship or bond with, but who has now become emotionally involved with the same beloved he loves. So Shakespeare is saying, I'm ready to give myself up to lose everything, just so you will return my dear friend back to me. This line shows how deep and painful the emotional conflict is. He feels he has lost both the beloved and his friend, and he's desperate enough to give up everything for a chance to repair even part of what's lost. Simply, you can say that his beloved has taken away from him his friend because he is also in love with her, and he does not pay attention to him, and then says, "Thou wilt restore to be my comfort still." In this line, Shakespeare expresses hope that the beloved will give back the friend he has lost. The word restore means to return something that was taken away, and comfort still means a source of constant emotional support and happiness. So he is saying, if you return that person to me, he will once again be my comfort, someone who brings peace, joy, and emotional strength into my life. This line continues the emotional bargain from the previous one. Shakespeare is saying that he is willing to lose himself, to sacrifice everything if the beloved will return his friend, who once made him feel comforted and happy. It shows how deeply he misses that person and how much value he places on that lost friendship or emotional bond. But thou wilt not, nor he will not be free. Now his tone shifts from hope to disappointment. After expressing his wish that the beloved might return his friend to him, he now admits that this is not going to happen. The phrase, "thou wilt not," means you, the beloved, will not do it. You will not return, my friend. The next part, "nor he will not be free," means that his friend will also not free himself from the emotional bond he now has with the beloved. So Shakespeare is sadly saying, you won't give him back to me, and he won't choose to leave you either. This shows that both the beloved and the friend are now emotionally tied to each other, and Shakespeare is left out, feeling helpless and betrayed. It emphasizes his pain. Not only has he lost his friend, but it's clear that neither of them wants or plans to come back to him. The love triangle has trapped him in loneliness and emotional loss, and then says, "For thou art covetous, and he is kind." In this line, Shakespeare explains why this is happening. He calls the beloved covetous, which means greedy, someone who wants to keep everything for themselves. The friend, on the other hand, is kind, meaning gentle and generous. The beloved takes and the friend gives. So Shakespeare is accusing the beloved of being emotionally greedy, wanting to keep both him and his friend, not out of love but out of selfishness. On the other hand, he says, and he is kind, meaning his friend is gentle, generous, and too good-hearted to break away. So, Shakespeare paints a sad picture. The beloved holds on tightly and selfishly, while the friend stays not because he is in love, but because he is too kind to hurt the beloved by leaving. This makes Shakespeare's loss feel even more painful. He's watching his friend being emotionally trapped, not by love, but by loyalty and kindness, while the beloved selfishly keeps control over both of them. He learned but surety like to write for me. Shakespeare says that his friend only learned to write or express feelings for him out of duty, not real love. It was like the friend was doing something he was obligated to do, not something he truly felt in his heart. In other words, you can say, the young man used to help the poet, like someone who promises to back him up or speak for him. But now, instead of just helping, he got involved with the woman himself. He's no longer helping the poet. He's stuck with her too. So now both the poet and the young man are trapped by the same woman, and the young man can't get out either. Under that bond that him as fast doth bind. Now he says that the friend got trapped. Under the same emotional bond that was originally meant to serve the speaker. What started as a gesture of loyalty has now become a commitment. The friend has fallen into the same emotional attachment, and now he too is tied up and unable to escape. Simply, it means that he tries to say that the young man is now stuck with the woman, just like he is. The woman has caught the young man in the same way she caught the poet. The word bond means a strong tie or connection, like a promise or trap. Fast here means tightly or firmly. So when the poet says him as fast doth bind, he means the young man is now held tightly by that bond too. He can't get away. The statute of thy beauty thou wilt take. This means the beloved uses their beauty like a law or right to take whatever they want. The word statute refers to a legal rule, so Shakespeare is saying that the beloved treats their beauty as if it gives them permission to control others. Beauty becomes a weapon. So the line means, you use your beauty like it's a rule, and you take whatever you want because of it. She acts like her beauty gives her the right to control people. Thou usurer that put'st forth all to use. Here, the beloved is compared to a usurer, someone who lends out money at high interest to take advantage of people. In the same way, the beloved gives out affection only to gain more in return. It's a harsh image, suggesting that love is being used like a business transaction. He says she uses everything she has, especially her beauty, to gain something in return, like love, attention, or power. She treats love like business, using people and relationships to her own advantage, the way a moneylender uses money to make more money. And then says, "And so a friend came debtor for my sake." Now he says the woman is chasing after his friend, who got involved with her because of the poet, and now owes her something, like a debt. The word sue means she is demanding payment or going after him, And debtor means someone who owes something. So the poet feels that his friend is now paying the price for getting involved with her because of the poet, and she's treating him like someone in debt. In simple words, you can say that Shakespeare is saying his friend becomes a debtor because of him, because he used him as a helper, and now he himself is involved with her. So him I lose through my unkind abuse. Now in this line, Shakespeare is sadly admitting that he has lost his friend because of his own unkind abuse, meaning his wrong or selfish behavior. The word unkind means cruel, hurtful, or lacking in care, and abuse here means mistreatment or bad behavior. The poet may have pushed his friend toward the woman or failed to protect him from her, and now feels personally responsible for the loss. He's saying, "It's my fault. Because I acted badly, I've lost him." This line shows deep regret, as the poet blames himself for his friend's involvement with the woman and the painful situation they are all now trapped in, and then says, "Him have I lost. Thou hast both him and me." This line expresses the full weight of his sadness. He is saying that he has lost his friend, the young man, and now the woman has both of them. She controls the friend and the poet himself. The word hast means have, and it shows that she has taken possession of them emotionally, maybe even physically. The poet feels that not only has his friend been taken by the woman, but he too is still trapped by her beauty or power. So in the end, she has won them both, and he is left feeling powerless and heartbroken. He pays the whole, and yet am I not free. The sonnet ends with a painful truth. He is saying that his friend has paid everything, meaning he has fully given himself to the woman, perhaps emotionally or physically, but the poet is still not free from her. The phrase pays the whole means the friend has taken on the full debt or burden like love, desire, or attention, and yet the poet still feels trapped, as if nothing has been solved. Even though the woman has the friend now, the poet's own feelings for her haven't gone away, so he is still emotionally caught in suffering. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture, but please don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Thank you. So this sonnet is a deep reflection on love, loss, and emotional betrayal. Shakespeare uses the language of loans and legal contracts to show how love can trap people, cause jealousy, and break relationships. It's a very emotional and powerful sonnet filled with regret, sorrow, and the feeling of being helpless. If you enjoyed this explanation and found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more lectures like this. Thank you so much for watching.